Hello everyone. Today I'm going to show you how to make one of my favorite art and social emotional learning creations, which is a worry stone. Many of you probably have worry stones. You might have made them before. I'm going to show you an easy way that you can make it with polymer clay. You can do it with other types of materials too. I have just found that polymer clay works really well for actually creating and being strong. So if you have other types of clay that you can use or something else laying around, that would be totally fine. I like the way that polymer clay feels and how it's easy to mix. So what I have is I have my students pick 2 or 3 colors, and I have all these different colors in here. So this is a newer pack, so I have a few more choices. Whatever you're using, you can have your students pick their own colors. You can have them already cut out, and I use tiny pieces because I allow my students to mix their colors. I think the mixing aspect really helps them to make it feel like their own. So once they pick their colors, then they have to wake up their clay. So I have them squish it and what I call kneading it. So squishing it between your fingers. So I'm waking up these colors, and once it feels like all of their clays are much easier to use, then I allow them to start to mix them together. They can smash them all together at one time and then try to turn and twist. One way to easily mix is by twisting. But as they mix, their colors are going to blend. The point of a worry stone is it is a grounding technique. So for those students that feel really anxious and worried, a worry stone allows them to ground themselves and really tap into those 5 senses around them, to really think about what is around them, what they can see, hear, feel, all those different things. So once they mix it, I usually tell them not to mix too much. That's why we spend a lot of time waking up our clay to really knead it and make it warm. Then they have to make it into like a flat oval shape. This is when I have them take their thumb, and the really important part of a worry stone is that they have their thumbprint in it. So it has to be big enough to fit their thumb, but then once they make it into an oval shape, we press their thumb into it and lift it up. The fact that it is their thumbprint, I've noticed, really helps my students to understand this is their worry stone. It really grounds them, gives them that sense of ownership. And then to bake this clay, you can do it a few different ways. Polymer clay can be air dried with a hair dryer for a couple minutes with hot heat. You can also boil polymer clay, or you can bake it in the oven at a very low temperature to dry it out. There's instructions for that online as well. So a worry stone is a great technique to help those students that struggle with anxiety or worries to calm themselves and have ownership of their body, have ownership, understanding that they can tap into those coping skills around them to make them feel calm.